Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference. The Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on.
Good afternoon, TFN family. You're welcome to another episode of the Spotlight here on the Fatu Network. Well, today's edition, I'll be having a chit-chat with a 21-year-old Mariatou, who is an author. We're going to find out why she delved into writing books. What event are we expecting from her? Are there any new projects? Are there any new books that she's writing? And all there is to know about Mariatou. Well, she has, right now, she's about to launch 2 books called Tears of Darkness and Skills of Vengeance. Very captivating titles here. We'll get to know more about why she chose these titles. Welcome to the Fatu Network, Mariatou.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
That's very well. Quite very young here, and we're talking about 2 books that you're about to launch. First of all, tell us, why did you delve into writing itself?
Yeah. When it comes to writing, it's just something that I love doing. At first, I don't realize the potential in me, but thanks to Mr. Jallo, that was our school coordinator. He organized this club named the Young Writers Association in our school, and always he will assign us to write different kind of books, giving us different kind of titles about it. I guess that is how I know about the potential in me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You started very, very good, joining yourself, indulging yourself into activities that will improve your writing skills.
Yeah.
So far, how many books have you written and what are they about?
Yeah, it will be 3 books. When I was in grade 9, that is 2019, I launched a book entitled A Mysterious Village. Now, after my grade 12, I've written 2 books, which is Scales of Vengeance and Tears of Darkness. So, Tears of Darkness is about 5 folk tales that talks about our Gambian societies, what people goes through mostly, and they find it so difficult to talk about due to mockery from friends or the community that we are living in. And the most important part or interesting part about Tears of Darkness is that it is celebrating our hidden Gambian heroes and the good role that they are playing in our community. So for Scales of Vengeance, it talk about a fantasy love stories. It's about a mermaid that came from sea mainly to avenge her parents' death, but later on fell in love with a man. So it became very difficult to make decisions, either to go on with his love or to go on with his revenge.
Oh, wow. When you talk about things that are happening in our Gambian society that people, find it difficult to talk about, let's be specific with those things that you've written inside the book. Tell us more about the things that you've written in it.
Okay, so for Tears of Darkness, I have 5 different types of stories in it. You have In Love with My Sister. So that one is mainly talking about people that are born, but at the end of the day, they don't get to know their parents very well. So at the end of that story, you will realize that there is a lady who will end up falling in love with his own brother. That is because they are not raised in the same compound.
Oh, wow.
That is because of the maltreatment that they've been going through in that compound. So later on, they have to leave the house of their own parents. So they met somewhere and end up falling in love.
Oh, wow.
That is the main theme of In Love with My Sister.
Okay.
You can also have broken taboo in it. Broken taboo is mainly the taboos that our Gambian societies talk about. For instance, some people will be telling you, if you give birth on a Saturday, for instance, something will happen to you, or others are not allowed to go and ask for salt at night, things like that. So the main theme of Broken Taboo, it's breaking all those taboos, telling you that it's just the perspective that you have. You don't just have to believe things. Sometimes you have to test it and do it. So it's breaking all those taboos.
Oh, wow.
You can also see in it if art were a man. Mainly it's talking about our environment. For instance, I use the land, the sky, trees, the river. I use it to be like people.
Okay.
For instance, if today I was the tree, somebody will just come chop off my tree, my fruits, or maybe my barks or my roots or any other thing. I'll obviously feel the pain. If, for instance, the river was a human being, you just come up from nowhere and you keep littering, throwing trashes that are not allowed in the sea, I'll feel bad. For instance, if the land was a human being, the same thing. If all those things were a human being, obviously they will feel the pain of us maltreating it by taking trashes that are not allowed in the community and disposing it there. So that is how I use it to explain, and it also celebrates our Gambian heroes. For instance, you have Clean Up Gambia in it, you have Youth Action Network, and you have GEA, Gambia Environmental Alliance.
Okay.
It talks about people there, people that are struggling so hard in the Gambia to ensure that littering is put to stop.
Okay.
So, yeah, that is all about in that book.
Tears of Darkness.
Tears of Darkness.
Yeah, I
yes.
like the fact that you're using, things that are happening in our Gambia to talk about, littering, deforestation, and all those things play a major role in climate change.
Yeah.
I applaud you for that as well. And talking about, breaking taboos, it's not going to be an easy task, because some people are very rooted in culture, and to break that taboo that they believe in, do not ask for salt at night, pregnant women should not eat eggs and stuffs like that. It's going to be very, very difficult, to get that out from them. How do you think your book is going to play that role of breaking the taboos?
Yeah, it will be very interesting. For instance, if you read the book, you will understand that sometimes these are just perspectives that people have. You don't just have to believe in everything that you really hear. Sometimes you need to practice it to see if it will really happen. Yeah.
Okay, before moving to Skills of Vengeance, Tears of Darkness has very, very, key points noted down there. There are so many writers out there. So many books have been launched so far.
Yeah.
And what makes your book stand out from the rest? Because the stories are a bit familiar. People have written stuffs about what is in Tears of Darkness. What do you think makes your book stand out?
Yeah, what really makes it so much stand out is that the way I use these characters to fight against our environment is something very interesting. Yes. For instance, for me in general, I don't like anything to do with numbers. So what I do is I use folk tales to fight against things that are affecting our community. And also it celebrates our hidden Gambian heroes and the good work that they are doing for our community.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very well then. Let's move to Skills of Vengeance. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Skills of Vengeance, it's just about a mermaid. A mermaid that comes from the sea, mainly to avenge her mother's death. But later on, he fell in love with a man on the land, so it became very difficult to make decisions, either to go on with his revenge, her revenge rather, or to go in for his love.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So when you were writing your book, do you have a certain age group that you were targeting or a certain gender that you're targeting?
Yeah, when it comes to writing, it's beautiful because you are free to use most of the things that you think is suitable to be used. You can use different kind of age. You can use different kind of places. You can be in the Gambia, even without knowing much in America. You can use it as your setting.
Okay.
So that is the beauty in writing. I really don't think about age or any other thing. But in Broken Taboo, you could see I've used a 63-year-old woman giving birth, because most of the people, they believe that a 63-year-old woman cannot give birth. Yeah, I have different kind of ages in my book. Yeah.
When I said the age group you were targeting, I mean the people that are to read the book. At what certain age group are you targeting? Are you targeting those from 18 below? Are you targeting those from 20, or the youths? You're targeting youths or the other person to buy and read your book? Like, what age group are you targeting?
Okay. Actually, everybody can read my book.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody can read it. I don't use very, very big jargon English that nobody can read and understand. I believe everyone can read it, starting it from 5 years, 6, 7 onward.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's this thing that people would normally say in the Gambia, that Gambians don't read. Do you agree that Gambians don't read?
I agree.
You agree. So
Yeah.
how do you think you can change the narratives when it comes to your books? What would make it attractive for anyone down there to say, okay, let me just go buy this book and read? Even though we don't have a culture of reading in the Gambia, and most people don't read. I mean, when you go to Timbuktu, there's so many books there, very interesting books, but hardly people buy them to go read. How do you want to break that barrier with your books?
Yeah, it's very okay sometimes when you're coming up with book covers, you come up with very attractive and mind-blowing covers. Because for me, for instance, if I see a plain book with just maybe white or black cover, I might not want to go for it. But for instance, if I see a marmot in my book, or maybe two people holding each other and like seeing something that really blows my mind, I might want to go in for that book. And also the style of writing, I think you should use words that is not very, very difficult for some people to read. And others also, when they're writing, they write too much that when others see their books, they actually wouldn't want to go in for those books, because maybe they believe they have so many things to do. And people like me, when I start reading, I want to complete that book. And whenever I come, I really want to go back to it and read it again and again. So you minimizing the way you write also, it's a very good thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where do you draw your inspiration from when it comes to writing?
Okay, when it comes to writing, where I draw it from is mainly from reading.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I read a lot when it comes to novel. I read a lot of novels.
Who's your favorite author?
Chimamanda, and in the Gambia here I have Mr. Hammadi, I have Anika Kambo. Yeah.
Have you read any books from Avidare? Because she's my favorite. She's Nigerian.
Not yet.
Okay. She has this one of the books that I've read of her called The Girl with a Loud Voice. Have you read it?
Not really.
Okay, I would recommend you read that book. Very nice.
Okay, no problem.
It's written in Pidgin English. Very, very attractive. So do you have any plans of writing in any other local language aside English?
Yes, with that. My books, some of them you actually find their local languages. For instance, Futi. Okay. Yeah, you can see Ndappa in there. You can see Munyal, which is mainly pain bearer, and we all know Futi. Some of the Gambian people here like Futi.
I like it a lot as well.
I know. Yeah, you could see some like Almami, which is the Imam. Yeah. You could see
is there a section where you've written all the local languages, you use the meaning of it?
Yeah,
so
it's
people
there.
know. Yeah.
You have the meaning of those languages there. I've been thinking about writing in local language, though it's not easy, it's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's not
so
easy.
I'll think about that.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you and what makes you stand out in, the world of writing books. There are so many authors in the Gambia. We've seen so many different authors in the Gambia. Every time you hear, okay, this particular person is launching a book.
Yeah.
You know, so is there an instance where you sat down and you look at the authors in the Gambia, their style of writing, you know, the way of presenting the story to the public in their books, and you feel like, okay, everyone is doing it this way. I want to do it this way.
Yeah.
And in what sense, what have you noticed amongst all these authors, how they write their books, and how you want yours to be different?
Okay, when it comes to that, obviously I've read so many books, and what I always say, I don't want this style of writing. I want another style of writing. Before, when you are reading Gambian books, most of the things what you see is once upon a time. In this and this and that. So you have to change it. Like my mentor always say, you don't have to explain this story. You have to tell it. The people reading should be the one explaining for themselves, reading and understanding and figuring out what this and this means. That is the beauty of literature. You could you imagine you could read a whole stanza and you will find it so difficult to understand what really it is saying.
Exactly.
That is the beauty of literature. Yeah. So my style of writing, I think, is always different.
Wow.
And I'm trying to improve every day.
Okay. That's it. There's room to learn each and every day.
Yeah.
So you made mention of Mr. Hammadi as your... Did you say Hammadi?
Yes, Mr. Hammadi, I read one of his book, The Sock. It's nice, it's beautiful. And also he edited my work. Yes, together with Adama. So they've been doing very well towards my writing.
Okay.
And Mr. Mariatou, thanks to them actually.
Right. So tell us about the book launching. Everything there is to know about it.
Yeah, the book launching, what you should know about it right now, it is actually taking place at Baobab Restaurant, 2024 by 3 p.m. and the 27th of April 2024 by 3 p.m. inshallah.
Oh, wow.
And I guess everybody should try by own means to try and attend it.
Okay. Too bad I won't be able to attend. 27, that's my sister's wedding day and I'm her maid of honor, so I'm so sorry I won't be able to attend, but my support, I would definitely like to buy one of the books. I definitely want to read and know the content that is in the book, because I love reading as well, especially the stories that you have entailed in that book. Seems very interesting.
It is.
So I'll definitely get a copy. So tell us more about yourself as a young lady growing in the industry of artists in the Gambia. Well, how has it been, the support, the moral support, you know, people boosting you to keep on writing? Because, like I said, Gambians don't read books. You print 5,000 copies and it will take you ages to sell them.
Yeah.
How are you planning, you know, to work on that?
Yeah, that's right. It's very difficult. I really don't know why, if it is the arts industry itself or what, but it's very, very difficult to write in the Gambia here. I guess when you are writing here, you only have to write for the love you have, not maybe expecting to have a whole lot of money from it, to be honest, yeah. Because just like you said, you can print out about 100 copies and all you will get is maybe 10 people buying them. So it's very, very difficult.
Does it have to do with Gambians not reading, or perhaps it's the stories that people are putting out there? What do you think?
It's very difficult to, but let's just say it's the problem of reading.
You think the problem is the Gambians not having the culture of reading? They
don't. So in different kind of the countries, you see people selling books in Amazon and so many places. Except for the Gambia, I ask myself, why is it very difficult? I always ask myself why it is difficult for the Gambian people to not be able to read. It's always very difficult. I think it's the reading culture.
It's the reading culture.
Yeah.
So about your book, the books you've written 3, you're about to launch 1. Like you said, people are selling books on Amazon. Would you like to have your books on a platform like a soft copy of your books and have it being displayed on Amazon so people can read and buy and read as well? Do you have any plans for that? That's
my plan actually. Immediately after launching, I'm working on putting it on Amazon, because a lot of my friends in abroad, they are also asking for the book.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my plan. Immediately after the launching, it will be on Amazon.
Right. Aside from writing, what else do you do?
for now, I really want to go back to school and do environment, if not English language.
Okay, so you want to be an environmentalist?
Yeah.
No wonder you have a certain chapter of your book talking about the environment and stuff.
I have to do that.
Okay. All right. I think that will be all about your journey towards writing. Is there anything else you would like the people to know about you and your book? And, you know, just repeat what you said about the date, time, and the venue for your book launch, so people will come out and support.
Yeah, okay. So the venue is going to be at Baobab Restaurant on the 27th of April, 2024 by 3 p.m. Sorry, but there is nothing like Gambian time, please.
Okay. The Gambians obviously are always skeptical when it comes to time and all. So, Mariatou, I'm very proud of you and the books that you've written so far. 21-year-old, you know, I know the future will be bright for you when it comes to writing books in the Gambia. And I'm urging everyone to go support this young lady on the 27th of April as she's set to launch 2 books, Tears of Darkness and Scales of Vengeance. Very, very interesting topics here. Like I said before, you know, Gambia, we have a culture, especially when it comes to journalism. You see very catchy headlines, but when you read, you realize that that is not there. Yeah. I hope we're not going to be expecting that from you.
Not really. I always complain. Sometimes I'll see some kind of headlines or maybe titles, maybe in YouTube or books. But when I start reading, I'll be like, wow, you fooled me. And when I check the comment section, everybody's complaining about the same thing. And I'll ask myself, why would you have to do this? If you know actually the title that you're given doesn't tally with what is inside.
But sometimes people do it to sell more.
It's not fair.
Would you ever find yourself in a situation doing
that?
Never.
That's more of lying.
Okay.
No, I will
Very honest there. All right, Mariatou. It was good having you here on the Falcon Network to talk about your upcoming book launch. I wish you all the best on the 27th of April. Okay. It's at Baobab Restaurant. Yeah. At 3 p.m. Gambian, no Gambian time. 3 p.m. So go out there, support her. Do you have a price tag for your books?
Yeah, for the students, actually, I'm making it $250. Okay. And for ordinary people like you, the bosses, I'm making it $500.
$500? Okay, yes. Not bad. She said bosses like you. I'm very proud of look at me like that. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us in this very, very, interesting interview with Mariatou, a very young author that is about to launch her book, Tears of Darkness and Scales of Vengeance. Please be there on the 27th of April at Baobab Restaurant to support this young lady that is vying to make a difference in the world of writing. Thank you very much. Until I come your way, I'm Jacqueline Colley. Bye-bye for now.
On the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference.